Welcome to the Sixth Form News. We are delighted to present to you today that OTTS are running the school unsatisfactorily. We sent Oscar out into the field to investigate our standards of work. Over to Oscar.
There have been reports of uncleanliness within the school. The buildings are not being very well kept recently as well. The water fountain may have been repaired, however we're not all satisfied. And have some of OTTS's policies created conflict within the school. The quality of parking is also somewhat deteriorated. And have they been using energy wisely? And are these potholes getting worse?
Thank you for that, Oscar. And don't forget, the pool table is a bit crap.
I'm Dominic, and I'm sending in my investigative agents to investigate this week's story.
Thanks, Elliot. My name's Matt, and we're reporting on what we think of Mr. Azinski leaving.
With us, Bradley Jones, who's been a pupil at Chellaston Academy since 2009.
So how do you feel about Mr. Azinski leaving?
Oh well, I'm devastated. It's a devastating blow. He was a fantastic head, and he will be sorely missed by the whole community.
Also joined by Joseph Kenny, who's been at the school 5 years or so.
Have you ever been told off by Mr. Azinski?
No, dread to think it really.
So how do you feel about him leaving?
Well, I think it's for the best. Like, he's getting quite old now, so he needs to enjoy his retirement life. He's going to be a big baller.
Do you not reckon he could have done 20 years instead of 18? Because 18 is a bit of a odd number. You thought he'd have rounded it off to a nice 20, but what do you think to that?
18's an even number.
We're now joined by Ashley Lionel Bancroft, a member of Chellaston School for the past 5 years.
Is it not true, Ashley, that when you first moved to Chellaston in 2009, you cried in the headmaster's office because you were that overwhelmed to be part of the school?
He was a great head. I feel like he will be missed. He really did make the school. I'm glad I got to have him as a head for these 5 years. I feel like the school journey would not be perfect without him, and I really respect him as a head.
So Ashley, is it true that you did cry in his arms in year 7?
I will say that's 100% certain. Yeah, that's all true.
So Harry, what are your opinions on Mr. Azinski's retirement at the end of this year?
I think it's a loss for the school. He could have stayed another year to watch us.
Do you think that your mother may lose her job in the office now that she's not able to flirt with Mr. Azinski anymore?
You can't say that, Matt. Just end it
No,
there.
the legendary Tom Gilmore himself.
How do you feel about Mr. Azinski leaving?
Oh, well, you know, he's had his time, really, you know. Yeah, it's time to pass the baton on to someone else.
Have you ever had any troubles with Mr. Azinski over your years at Chellaston?
Many times.
Could you give us an example? This is TV, by the way.
I'd rather not say on television.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you'll know that Mr. Azinski is said to leave the school at the end of this year, after 18 years as head teacher. We can't show you our full interview because it's about 20 minutes long, but here's a preview for you. So you've been at Chellaston for 18 years as head teacher.
Yeah.
What's the biggest change you think you've seen over the years?
When I came 18 years ago, there were no computers in the school. So in terms of technology, it's moved so much. So 18 years ago, I put the first order in for 15 BBC micros. You wouldn't even know what they are. We had a floppy disk, and that was the first time we ever had computers in the school. And now, when you look, we've got 700 PCs. We've had so many kids from the school who've been the first kids in their families to go to university. It's in the hundreds, if not thousands. And again, I think that is fantastic.
What's the coolest thing you think you've done as head teacher?
Coolest?
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't set out to be cool or chilled or anything, but What I try and do is, I learnt many years ago that kids don't respect someone who tries to be, a hard boy or a bad boy, someone who's really hard. And I think a good head teacher should be someone who's fair, who's strict on the right things, but is also, kids feel some sort of affection.